Not many fathers.
Preach.
I want to confess that this day and this sermon is probably one of the most difficult days for me and probably one of the most difficult sermons for me to preach. Because all preaching, all ministry is colored by the experience of the minister. All preaching is colored by the experience of the preacher.
Amen.
And I grew up without my father. I don't have memories. I don't have childhood memories of him. Favorable or unfavorable. Just don't have them. And there is a certain amount of pain that you really don't realize as a child that you figure out as an adult that you have. Because now, at 18, I am released into the world and have no idea what to do with it because my father didn't show me. He didn't take me by my hand and say, this is what the world is. Be ready for it. My mother raised me as a single parent. God bless her. She did the best job she knew how to do. But that still did not cover over nor relinquish the responsibility that my father had. And I am not using this sermon to beat my dad over the head. I am actually very glad things worked out the way they did because I was raised amongst you all, which would have been much better than the situation would have been had he raised me. I was raised among the saints. You understand? And so the people that I had to look to, I remember sitting on the second row of Mount Zion Apostolic Church and looking at the men in our church. Some that were so what I wanted to be. Of course, I wanted to be Elder Lewis. I wanted to preach just like that. When I grow up, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. But there were other men. There was Elder Columbus Bryant. He was Brother Bryant. There was Brother Chappelle. There was Brother Norfleet. There was Brother Good. And there was Brother Alexander. These were men in our church that we boys who were without fathers in the home could at least once a week go down to the church house and see what men were supposed to look like and supposed to be. We have 10,000. When the Bible uses the word 10,000, it doesn't mean count them off 1, 2, 3, 10,000. It's an innumerable, a fixed number, a number that can really not be counted. There are, like we use a million, there are a million men out there in the world who want to show you what manhood is all about. There are a million men out there that want to fashion the minds of the young to be something like them. The corner drunk will tell you what manhood is about. The drug addict will tell you he's got the in on manhood. He's got the secret to what being a man is all about. And for those of us who grew up fatherless, sometimes that's attractive because it's exciting. But thank God I had the the experience of going down to the church house and seeing what stable manhood looked like.
Amen. Amen.
Because it stayed with me the whole of my life.
Yes, Lord.
I want to be a man like Elder Lewis was a man. I want to be a man like Elder Alexander was a man that could stay married to his wife over 50 years. I want to be a man that worked every day. I want to be a man that was good with money, like Brother Northley was good with money.
All right.
I ain't there yet, but I'm trying.
Praise Him.
I wanted to have business sense, like Brother Good had business sense. And all of these men, I found them down at the church house. So now we have a generation of young people, little boys running around the church that are now looking at you, brother, and looking at me. Some of them are growing up without their fathers, but they're looking at us now down at the church house saying, that's the man I want to be. I want to be stable like Brother Trent. I want to be always found on my post like Brother Alexander and Brother Alexander. And Brother Alexander and Brother Alexander.
Beautiful.
Yes, yes.
I know that's right. Amen.
Amen.